Hey guys, it's Sam, and it's not Thursday. I'm afraid. I've been so busy this week, I just didn't get a chance to make a video. But I am making one. I did say that I'd try, but I'm making one. So this week's topic is childhood. Now, I live in Ireland, so yeah, my childhood wouldn't exactly be the same as some of the other guys. Although a lot of us from Ireland anyway, so still. Uh, I live in a family that's really close, and my family, like, obviously my family impacted my childhood. Everyone's family impacts their childhood, but my family was, I found, quite conservative a couple of years back. They're much more open now. Sorry, I've got a cold. Alright, so when I was a kid, I played with lots of different types of toys. My favourite that I can remember was Animal Hospital, and I used to play vet a lot. Now, I didn't see this as either male or female. At the time, I just loved animals. I want to be a vet, and that's still a reality. But like, that's what got me into an Animal Hospital on the TV. Just that's what got me into being a vet. And I used to play Animal Hospital. I have upstairs in the attic. I have still all of my Animal Hospital. I must have about 300 animals, and all the different sets, and all the different cars, and all the different vets. And I used to take care of the animals. And I used to have a vet set and lots of cuddly toy animals so that I could play with them and I could make them better. That's nothing to do with what gender I was. Like, I see that as something that I would do, not a boy would do or a girl would do. It's just me. I was also not ever into Barbie. I had a couple of Barbies, yes, because my mum wanted me to have them. And I had a vet Barbie, which I used to play with quite a lot. Again, it was because it was with animals, it was because it was vet. So, when I was younger, I identified as a vet. I didn't identify as male or female. I don't know. It's hard to think. I do have a vague recollection of asking my parents why I couldn't go to the toilet standing up. And I have a vague recollection of trying. I remember my parents laughing at me for putting on a male singing voice, because that wasn't normal. I remember walking around with my top off, again not normal. For a girl, like, I guess I was always the guy. Like, we played a lot of roleplay games in school. Like, looking at childhood, I don't know where to go from, like, because I'm only 18, so technically my childhood was only 6 months ago. But if I'm looking at primary school, so for me, for you guys, that would be middle school, I guess. So if I'm looking at primary school, I used to play a lot of roleplay games. So we played Pokemon, we played Digimon, we played Beyblade, we played Harry Potter. All the way up, I was Harry Potter, obviously. Like, I'm obsessed. So when I was playing in school, at that stage, everyone else had figured out the gender roles. So the others ended up being Luna and Cho Chang and Hermione. I was like, so yeah, they're girls. Like, he's the main character. I want to be the guy. I was Max and Beyblade all the way down. I was always the guy, always in a roleplay situation. And even when I was tiny, mummies and daddies, as we called it, I was the dad. And like, all the way along, like, I was always the male role, always. When puberty hit, I gained a lot of chest. So much so that I had to start wearing bras. Like, my mum brought me a buy my first bra, and I still remember it. And I stayed tiny for say 2-3 months, and then like even my pecs when I bind are huge. Like I have a huge chest, and there was just no option of binding of any sort. Like even any sports bras that I buy, they still don't compress. Like they don't compress because compressing doesn't work for keeping my chest still unless it's actual full length binder. My binder's the only thing that works. And like I got a new binder the other day and it's not working because my chest is just too big. So it's when obviously that depressed me, and I wasn't afraid to vocalize to both my parents that I hated this. Uh, when I first got my period, it just scared me. I mean, I get quite bad period pains as well, so like now that I've kind of developed more, like I didn't ever like it, like I never liked it, but now I'm more aware that there is dysphoria around it as well. As at the time I wasn't. Um, I went to a mixed school for primary school, so up until I was 12, I was in a mixed school. Be 11, yeah, 11. And then I moved to an all-girls school. So when I was hanging out with guys, it wasn't that I didn't want to be hanging out with the boys. Because I remember I was hanging out with the boys until, say, 3rd or 4th class. Maybe 3rd. But then I started to get really badly bullied. And I was bullied by the boys and by the girls. But the boys just wanted nothing to do with me. They just saw me as a girl and weak and unable to play sport and unable to do a lot of things. Because I was a nerd and I wasn't the best at sport. Like, I loved sport, but I wasn't the best at it. So, if I was a guy, I would still have been allowed to play. But because they saw me as a girl, I was kind of ostracized from any boys there, except one or two who I saw as freaks at the time. I feel really bad now, but I did. I saw them as weird. They kind of they were, but now I think I'd really be friends with them. So I don't have many male friends. The only male friends I have, I've gained in the last couple of years. So they are usually gay, or trans, or some of them are straight, but they're quite feminine. But that's mainly just because I was bullied for so long by guys, and I find that hard to make friends. I find it hard to make friends with straight cis males. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to look into that at some point. But yeah. So yeah, that's my childhood, I think. Right. At one point, I had this phase where I wore dresses, and well, once I grew up enough to be able to choose my own clothes, I didn't wear dresses ever until my sister's confirmation. So it was second year, which is weird. At my sister's communion. I did wear a dress a couple of times in the most recent years because I don't see clothing. I don't see why clothing is so gendered. And even like 2 years ago, I don't see why clothing is so gendered. And being genderqueer and whatever, like it's not something that I'm against. But I don't like how my chest looks in a dress, so that's mainly why I don't wear dresses. I don't like feeling female, so all the way along I was forced into dresses at times. So yeah, I'm not anymore ever. um, yeah. In my childhood, I stayed away from. I kind of kept my dysphoria down and kept anything that I felt was wrong with me down by obsessing with different things, and I still do it now. I get myself right into something to keep away from the bad things. So to keep away from the fact that I wasn't comfortable in my own skin, wasn't comfortable how I was treating, I started getting into Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Animal Hospital, Beyblade, Digimon, Pokemon, all the way back. So that's why I think I obsess. And I'd say my not feeling comfortable being treated as a girl really had an impact on that. Yes, so I shall hopefully see you guys next week. Uh, Welcome to Liam, the new guy on the channel. I really enjoyed watching your video. And yeah, see you guys next week, when hopefully I'll be able to breathe again and I will have most of my exams over, because it's kind of a hectic week. Alright, see you then. Bye.